G'day Beeks and Beeks to be. Are you curious about learning more about beekeeping? I have been a beekeeper for over 55 years and rearing queen bees since the 1980s.
When I met Allan through my local beekeeping club, I knew nothing about bees. Make sure that you never let your smoker get so hot that it can cause burns. We've had people before who have touched a hot smoker and ended up with blistered skin. And also, depending on where you place your smoker, if it gets too hot, it can cause a fire. What we're going to do now is show you how to properly repack a smoker. Have a look at this.
None coming out.
Maybe you know how far you zoomed in.
Be away. There, give it a puff. Too light.
You see, when I puff the smoke, how it comes out very thin, and then when I leave it go, it continues to idle with a very thin smoke. That's a good indication that your smoke is getting very hot. First thing you do is do not put it down on anything flammable. I like to use the plastic lid from my grass bucket. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you do not touch the heat guard. It can get quite hot, but this will be scalding. I've used my infrared thermometer before and it's been over 240 degrees. So therefore, pop the lid and you can see that all we've got left in there now is ash. Now, at this point, I'm not going to waste my time emptying this out and relighting the smoker. I'll actually push this ash down to the bottom. And you can see how dirty that is. I'll grab some fresh fuel. Freshly cut grass here is quite nice. It's not too fine, not too coarse. And I'll stuff that back in. Because we're using ash to continue the flame or the fire in our smoker and not using fresh lighter, I can actually push this in quite hard without worrying about snuffing it, because there's technically nothing to snuff. Now I fill that up. I've used this smoker for about 30-40 minutes straight now, so it's due to be refilled anyway. And now that's nice and tight. I will place that on. Nice and tight. Making sure the edge is nice and clean so it doesn't get jammed. Even when I touch this, I can feel that would probably be, gosh, easily be 60-70 degrees, hotter than a good cup of coffee. So you want to make sure we cool that down. Now I'm going to puff this to make sure we've got nice thick smoke. And then once we've got that, we'll take it under a tap and we'll cool it down, which we'll do now.
You're smoking, Lionel?
You're gone, yeah. So you can see how good, how nice and thick this smoke is. I've only packed that just about 30 seconds ago. Nice and thick. But the main thing is that we want to make sure we cool it down before we continue working. Now that sizzle is an indication that it was far too hot. A lot of people leave that go and continue trying to work the bees. Not only is it dangerous for you to get burned, but it actually upset your bees and make them a bit more defensive than necessary. When you douse your smoker, do not get it in through the back in the baffle, do not get it in through your bellows, and of course don't get water down the main spout here. Otherwise it'll just extinguish your flame and cause a muddy mess. Now we should be right to continue working bees another half an hour solid without having to relight the smoker.